Welcome back once again, dear listeners, and a very, very good evening to everyone tuning in. This is Akashvani Kohima FM Tragopan at 103 megahertz. And yes, dear listeners, it is 5 p.m. by the studio clock, and it is time for your live interactive program in perfect harmony. And I have a very, very special guest here in the studio with me. She goes by the name Miss Tumcho Tutu. She is also known as Tumcho Tutu. And dear listeners, some people even call her the Nora Jones of Nagaland. Yes, indeed, she is a tried and true vocalist, a multi-instrumentalist who has performed in big stages like the NSF Martyrs Memorial Trophy 2024 and 25, the World Music Day 2023 in Aizawl, Mizoram, just to name a few. She was also awarded with the Best Gospel Song in the 17th edition of the Nagaland Music Award last year for her single and original In Your House. Ms. Tumcho Tutu has also earned a ton of listenership and views on both YouTube and Spotify, covering some of the most popular songs as well as some of her favorite artists and tracks. So, welcome to the studios of Akashvani Kohima, Ms. Tumcho.
Wow, thank you so much.
Right, how are you feeling being here in the studio?
I'm very happy to be here actually.
Right,
Excited, yeah.
And I think, this is not something that is new to you. I think this is not new territory because
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, you were here for the Yuvavani program as well, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure this will be a breeze for you.
Hopefully.
So having said that, I've already given a short introduction to the people, but I'm sure they would love to know more. So can you kindly talk to them and tell them a little bit more about you?
First of all, thank you so much for that wonderful address. Hi everyone, I'm Tumcho Tutu, singer-songwriter from Kohima, Nagaland, and I'm really excited to share my journey today, this evening.
Right. I'm sure the listeners are equally excited, and doesn't matter if you're a jazz purist, a fan of pop music, soul music, or even gospel music.
Yeah.
They have something that is very, very special in store for them. I can say very, very
Yeah.
confidently. So once again, welcome, and I cannot wait to have this conversation with you. So let's just dive right in, right?
Okay.
So can you describe your sound to some of the people that might have not heard your song, or who might not be aware of what specific genre you're into? Because like I mentioned, you do a lot of things,
Yeah.
but you do have your go-to style, right?
Yes.
So can you describe your sound to our dear listeners?
So my sound is more in the emotional side. I would describe it as raw,
Right.
reflective, and intimate.
Mm-hmm.
I do mostly soulful pieces, and most of the times when I'm writing a song,
All right.
I try to make people feel something
Right.
instead of going too commercial or focusing on the virality.
Right.
So
right,
I'm
right.
more on the soulful and emotional, reflective side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds very, very interesting. And I think, regardless of whether you like it or not, I think it's gonna go viral.
I
Because,
hope.
something that is authentic and raw.
I
We
hope
cannot
so.
stop that from reaching people's ears, right? So yes, I think that is perfectly described, and thank you so much for that. All right, dear listeners, we are gonna be continuing with our conversation with Miss Tumcho Tutu right here in the studios of FM Tragopan, and yes, every singer, every artist has their favorite
Yeah.
artist, right? So which singer or vocalist inspired you the most, and which artist made you realize that you had to find your own voice? Because as an artist, I'm sure that originality is something that is very, very
Yes.
important to you, right?
Yeah.
So which singer or vocalist inspired you the most, and who made you realize that you had to find your own voice?
There's been a lot of artists that I looked up to as a kid also. But if I had to pick one,
Right.
it'll be Alicia Keys, I think.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I really love the way she delivers her songs,
Right.
raw and very soulful.
Right.
So yeah, I think it'll be Alicia Keys at the moment.
Right. I think that is a wonderful choice. I think Alicia Keys is an artist that we play here. a lot
Oh, wow.
in FM
Okay.
Tragopan. So yes, I'm sure the listeners will be very happy to hear that as well.
Wow.
And yes, can you give us a line or two by Alicia Keys? Any song of hers?
Oh my gosh.
I'm kind of putting you on the spot right
okay.
now. But,
One of my favorite will be If I Ain't Got You.
right. So can you give us like an a cappella?
Like, okay. Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Yeah.
Awesome, amazing. For a moment, I felt like Alicia Keys was right here in the studio. That was amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I kind of put you on the spot there, but
Oh,
you
it's
delivered.
okay.
You delivered.
It's fine.
So yes, let's talk live music since you gave us like a demo
Okay.
there. So I think this is the perfect segue, right?
Yeah.
To segue into live music. So I think you can record a song, you can listen to it on the radio, you can listen to it on your records, but nothing beats live music. I
Right.
think you would agree with me on that,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
So like I mentioned during the introduction,
Yeah.
you have done big arenas, big
Yeah.
stadiums,
Mm.
and you have also done like the smaller, intimate coffee shop kind of setting. So
No, not really, actually.
Not really, okay.
No, I haven't had much experiences with cafes and
Right, right,
coffee shop kind of settings at the moment.
right,
Yeah.
right. But you have done a few, right? Here and there, like small crowds.
Yeah, small crowds I've done. Yeah.
Right, right. So yes, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
So which one do you prefer more? The big stages with all the productions, the glitz and the glamour, the lights, and the whole stadium, cheering for you, or do you prefer like the smaller setting, like a smaller crowd? Which one do you enjoy more? Because I'm sure that
Yeah.
mentally you have to prepare differently, right? I don't think
Exactly.
you can go with the same energy that you have for a stadium gig
Yeah.
to like a smaller crowd. So can you tell us a little bit of the pros and cons, and which one do you prefer more as well?
Actually, if I had to pick, I mean, they're both. They both have their magic in their own ways.
Right, right.
But honestly, the bigger stages, they give me more adrenaline.
Right.
It's like, it's the excitement, the enthusiasm.
Mhm.
It's there. So actually, it's much easier to sing in bigger stages
Right.
for me.
Mhm.
But when it comes to intimate places, we have to be very aware of the emotions that we're going to
Right.
portray, right? We have to, I mean, the intimate spaces give us more chance to connect with people, no?
Right, right,
So they both have their own special moments, but if I have to pick, I think I'll go for the bigger stage,
Bigger
honestly,
stage.
yeah.
So you like the glitz and the glamour, the production side of things as well?
It doesn't have to be glitz and glamour,
Right,
actually.
right.
It has to be, it can be a huge stadium,
Mhm.
but everyone can be silent.
Right.
Like it can be an orchestral concert. That's my vibe, actually.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I
at the
think
heart.
when I mentioned Nora Jones, I think
Yeah.
I gave a perfect description,
Oh,
right?
perfect. Yeah.
The Nora Jones of Nagaland. once again.
Thank you.
All right, so that's good to know. I think they both have their own,
Yeah.
appeal to
Exactly.
it, whether it's a smaller crowd or a large stadium.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone has their own preference. I'm
Right.
glad that you shared your opinion as well.
Yeah.
All right. Having said that, I just wanted to segue into this question as well.
Okay.
You did a lot of your growing up in Mizoram as well.
No, not really.
Which-
I
okay.
studied there. I did my master's there, actually.
Your degree.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So approximately like 2 or 3 years.
2
right?
years, yeah.
Right, right,
Around
right.
2 or 3 years,
I was kind of getting confused because you
Oh.
sing it very fluently. You sing Mizo songs very fluently. That's why I was kind of getting confused. There.
Okay.
But either way, you did a little bit of growing up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think what I was getting to was you sort of got a lot of exposure
Yes, yes.
in terms of like your
Yeah.
musicality, your musical prowessness, and I think a lot of experience under your belt as well.
Right.
Because dear listeners, make sure that you guys go and check her out on YouTube as well. She goes by the same name, right?
Yes,
Tumcho Tutu.
everywhere, yeah.
So you'll definitely see a lot of amazing live performances that she has done, and in Mizo language as well. So yes, the question that I wanted to ask you was, can you share a little bit of experience from your Mizoram days and how it helped you with your confidence as well as your stage presence?
Okay. So Mizoram, we already know that they're one of the leading
Right.
states
Mhm.
when it comes to music,
Very true.
right? So for them, music is very serious.
Hmm.
Like they don't take it as a hobby.
Right.
It's more like a career, and they do earn a lot of money
Mhm.
in the music industry, you know?
Right.
So I was really like surprised because out here, honestly, in Nagaland, if we compare, it's still, we haven't established a proper career, no?
Right. Right.
Compared to them. So like I learned a lot, and they're like very supportive when it comes
Right.
to talents,
Mhm.
finding fresh people, like
Mhm.
new faces. They really appreciate it, and they're not hesitant
Mhm.
to help you out
Right.
if you're interested in music, or
Right.
if you have the passion for it.
Right.
They're always ready to help you.
Mhm.
So that is something I learned uh, staying there for 2 years, and especially if you know their language
Right.
and if you can sing their language,
Mhm.
they really look up to you, and they, I mean, it happens anywhere now. Like someone
Right.
comes to your state, learns your language, obviously you will respect them.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was an amazing experience actually, and I was so honored and grateful. I'm also grateful that they gave me some opportunities, some festivals
Mhm.
to sing. So yeah, it was a great opportunity.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, jumping on that, I think I agree wholeheartedly with you.
Yeah.
You know, Mizoram, and I think let's add Meghalaya as well.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
Even Meghalaya people, you know, they really get behind the artist.
Yeah.
Especially if that artist has potential, right?
Yes, yes.
We can see that with Rebel, the rapper as
Rebel,
well. She's,
yeah.
you know, making
Amazing.
big, even in like the international level at
Right.
the moment. So yes, I think that is something that us Nagas has
Yeah,
worked on.
we can
And
look
I
up.
think we're getting there somehow.
Yeah, we are.
So yes, hopefully that is a positive
Right.
narrative that we can head towards.
Yeah.
And yes, it's good to see that that built this whole, you know, persona, and now you're very confident in speaking as well as like performing on stage, right?
Yeah.
So do you get any nerves at all, or is it something that is like really behind you?
I mean, obviously, I still do get nervous
Right.
before a big show,
Mhm.
especially, but that happens for a few minutes or
Right,
so.
right.
It's just natural. But once I get on stage, it just disappears.
Right.
Once I start singing.
Mhm,
I think everyone can relate to that now.
Right. I think so.
So, yeah, I still do get nervous.
I think in every field,
Yeah.
people, I think nerves are also kind of
Yeah,
important, I would say.
of course,
because,
it's very important.
If you're not nervous, it doesn't.
You're
It
not
means that
serious.
exactly. I think somewhere around that line, right?
Right.
Yeah, great. So yes, you put it very, very elegantly. So thank you so much for sharing that opinion as well. And before we, you know, continue with our conversation, I
Okay.
think we've teased the listeners enough. And you've given them a little bit of sample with
Okay.
the Alicia Keys song, but I think they would love to hear one of your originals.
Okay.
So I've lined up your track that is In Your House,
Oh, okay,
which
okay.
won the award for Best Gospel Song, right?
Right, right.
At the 17th
Music
Nagaland
Awards.
Music Awards. So
Yeah.
before we play that song, is there anything that you would like to share regarding the track, how you came up with it? And I also have to mention again that you have a music video for this as well.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, it was shot very beautifully. I
Thank
think
you.
Aesthetically, it was very wonderful, and people should go and check that out as well
Yeah.
on YouTube. So yes, before we play that, would you like to, you know, share anything regarding this particular track?
Oh yeah, so this song, I mean, it came from a very dark place actually.
Right.
Like one of my lowest seasons.
Right.
When I was depressed and like feeling so lost
Mhm.
in life. I went to church and met this lady
Right.
who prayed for me, and then just when I was about to give up music completely,
Right.
she met me for the first time, but she told me that you have to keep singing,
Right.
you have to keep writing songs,
Mhm.
strangely enough. And that is how I went home, and then I just prayed about it, and this Psalm 23, like,
Right.
it's based on Psalm 23, okay, this song.
Okay.
So that has been one of my favorite verses in the
Right.
Bible, like the Lord is my shepherd, I
Right.
shall not want. I keep reading that whenever I'm feeling very low,
Right.
and it gives me some kind of strength.
Mhm.
So I thought I'd put that in a song for people who are also going through the same thing.
Right.
Like, so even though this is one of my debut,
Mhm.
I just wanted to express my gratitude
Right.
to God
Right.
for His mercy, like for keeping me up till here,
Right.
saving me till here, for the strength, and yeah, So that's about the song actually.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, I think it might be a little slow and boring for some people because I didn't want to make it very catchy and mainstream.
Right.
So it's more on the emotional perspective.
Right.
So yeah, that's about the song actually.
Right. Right. And I think you've mentioned a couple of times regarding being commercial and being catchy. I think that song is really catchy, especially the chorus.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
okay.
it is very, very catchy. I've listened to it a couple of times.
Right,
and,
right.
At the first listen, I was hooked. So I'm sure the listeners are as well. And
so.
regarding the music video, before we play the song, I think
Okay.
we're keeping the listeners waiting a lot. But I think they would love to know the story behind
my
the music
gosh.
video and the location where you shot it as well.
Oh, okay,
If you
okay.
can spill some secrets.
So, oh my gosh, I shot it last minute. Okay, like
Right.
I had this whole thing planned with a videographer, but sadly it didn't work out.
Right.
So I called the Naga brothers at last minute.
Right. Right.
A huge shout out to them. They were kind enough to do it for me. We had to go to Zeleke,
Right.
yeah, for some shots, and then we went to Shifram as well.
Right.
Like,
Bolwa?
yeah, Poilwa,
Right.
the two most famous music video places in Nagaland.
Right.
So that's about it. We took around like the whole day. I think we returned at midnight.
Right.
So the way they shot it, like they know what they're doing actually. Those people, they're very well versed with their craft, no?
Right.
So I didn't have to do anything. I just stood there and they told me do this, do that.
Right.
Yeah, and then they directed everything also. So yeah, huge shout out to them.
Right. So yeah, shout out to the production team as well.
Yeah.
And it turned out, great. It
Oh,
came out really,
thank
really
you.
beautifully. So yes, enough waiting. It's time to play the song. This is
In Your House.
In Your House, Tumcho Tutu's debut original that won the Best Gospel Song for the 17th edition of the Nagaland Music Award as well. And make sure that you guys go and check it out on YouTube. Tumcho Tutu, In Your House. Here we go.
Trago Band.
103 megahertz.
News, music, and entertainment.
Safe and Trago Band.
FM 103 megahertz.
Welcome back once again, dear listeners. This is your Arjun Zan here in the studio, and you are still listening to your live interactive program in perfect harmony. And with me in the studio is still Miss Tutu, Tumcho Tutu, the Nora Jones of Nagaland. I've mentioned that 3 or 4 times, but it is true. Like you guys have listened to her voice, so you guys be the judge on that, okay? All right, coming back to our topic of conversation. I think we've talked about live music. We've talked about your specific genre that you're into. So we've touched upon this a little bit earlier, but let's dive into it head first.
Okay.
So I want your honest opinion on this. Okay.
Okay.
So what is your honest opinion on the Nagaland music industry or the music scene as a whole right now? Because you are part of it, right?
Yeah.
So what improvements have you seen in the past few years, and what changes would you like to see?
Actually, yeah. There has been a lot of changes, right?
Right.
Improvement, but I don't think we can still call it an industry at the moment.
Right.
It's developing. So we've already brought up a lot of local artists as well,
Right.
who are going global at the moment. That is something to be proud of. But I think we need to support more original artists,
Right.
more than the cover singers. I'm talking about myself as well, since I used to sing a lot of covers also,
Right.
which I'm trying not to do too much. So yeah, more platforms and opportunities for original artists
Right.
would be great. Then skill development,
Right.
branding, marketing skills as artists.
Right.
More workshops, but I think I'm seeing a lot of improvement Even the government has tried to come in the scene now to turn music into more than a hobby,
Right.
turn it into something sustainable, a career. So that is something I've noticed at the moment.
Right.
But there is a lot of potential, more room to grow, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I think that is a very honest take.
Yeah.
I'd say. And although there's abundance of talent,
Yes.
a lot of talent,
A lot of
but,
talent.
the promotional aspect.
Yes.
You've touched upon that. You've mentioned that a little bit, so I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you regarding that.
Okay.
Do you think that we're kind of lacking in terms of promotion, and do you think that we don't jump on the opportunity when we get it?
Very
Because,
much.
What I feel is when we look at other artists,
Yes.
artists from other states,
Yes.
if they are given an opportunity,
Yeah.
they make the absolute most out of it.
Exactly.
And what I've noticed with Naga artists
Mm.
is not calling out anyone here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think us Naga artists, I think they tend to sort of downplay or underplay the
Yeah,
platform that is
downplay.
given to them.
Yeah.
So do you think that that is an issue, and what do you suggest regarding the promotional tactics and the promotional ideas? Do you think that we need to work on that a little bit more? And can you of course, you can elaborate on that as well.
Yeah, we're lagging behind in that aspect, I think. And most of the time, that is also because the artists, I think, when they do get an opportunity, they don't know what to do with it,
Right.
Because they are not well informed about it. They are not. Most of them, they're just a little ignorant. So it's not their fault also.
Right.
It's because, like I said, we still need those branding skills, marketing skills.
Right.
We don't know what to do with ourselves, how to showcase ourselves in the best possible way,
Right.
to make ourselves more appealing in a global scale as well. No? So we need to work on that.
Right.
Otherwise, the amount of raw talent that we have in Nagaland is not lacking. The musicians are also highly capable.
Right.
Actually, they can go outside Nagaland. I mean, outside India also,
Right.
if given the proper training or
Guidance.
yeah.
Right.
I think that is my take.
I think yes, it is very true.
Yeah.
And we're seeing this out of love.
Yeah,
Right? I think
yeah.
this is
It's just the
step
feedback.
towards improvement, right?
Yeah.
So not targeting anyone,
Yeah.
or calling out anyone here. This is just
Constructive
discussion.
Criticism. Yeah.
Right? So yes, very very true. I think we need to work on the promotional aspects, and,
Yes.
skill development, as well as branding and stuff like that, right?
Also,
right.
like, I mean, in Nagaland, artists, they tend to be very competitive, I think.
Right.
We don't know how to, like, collab with each other, like, help each other grow.
Right.
Instead, we're still on a level where we're competing for resources, no?
Right.
And it's not even our fault. It's not even anyone's fault. It's just due to the lack of resources.
Right.
We get this scarcity mindset, no? Have to protect what we get. So I think artists should come up together, collaborate, help each other grow. That is how we could improve, maybe.
Right. So
Yeah.
basically what you're saying is there's enough food on the table.
Yeah, yes.
It's just about how you're sharing it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is a good analogy, because I think both of us, we share a love of food.
Yeah.
We mentioned that off the air, right? So
lot.
we're not going to get into food ingredients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're strictly here to talk about music. So we're going to stay on that path. And yes, speaking of abundance in talent,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this question. I ask everyone who comes to this
Okay.
to the studio. So who are your top 5 favorite artists from Nagaland,
Oh
and
my gosh.
why?
I like everyone,
Right.
but
Name the 5 top artists.
okay. I'll just name the 5 which like I look up to.
Right.
Not necessarily that I like their music the best or anything, but depending on their consistency and resilience, no?
Right.
I think it will be Alobo Naga,
Right.
Muko Koza, Tetsu Sisters, then Temsu Clover also.
Right.
I really like her music, and Sniblem too,
Right.
because he brought that Nagamis thing,
Right.
which nobody did before. I mean, like
That specific genre.
yeah.
Right.
It was something out of the box, nah?
Right.
Something new,
Something new.
which made him blow up.
Right.
So that is a skill that we need to develop also, nah?
Right.
So
right.
yeah.
Yes, I think those are, that is a very strong top 5, I would say.
Yeah.
And necessarily the music might not be everyone's favorite, but
Yeah.
to respect their,
Exactly.
their hard work and their resilience.
Yeah.
And directly or indirectly, they're paving the way for a lot of people as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
So I think that is a big picture that we all need to see,
Mhm.
and we have to appreciate the pioneers as well.
Yeah.
So those are some good artists that you chose. Very, very strong top 5, I would say.
Okay.
And me selfishly, since you mentioned Tumcho Tutu,
Okay.
I think I personally would love to see a collaboration between.
Oh my
Tumcho Tutu.
gosh. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I think that would break the internet.
Hopefully,
Just putting it out there.
if she's
Right.
listening
right.
right now.
All right, if Tumcho Clover is listening to this show, make sure that you,
Collab with
give
me.
a shout out to Miss Tumcho Tutu.
Yeah.
All right, having said that, let's listen to one more of your song. Since we've talked about a little bit of
Okay.
cover songs, and if we do not play that, I think
Okay.
that would be wrong, right?
Okay.
So let's play a song. This is a very, very popular track, "Goodness of God."
Oh,
But
okay,
this
okay.
is the Lotha version.
Yeah,
which you
yeah.
did, right?
Yeah.
So I think the language barrier does not matter, because this song, I think most people have heard this a million times.
Yeah.
And they know the lyrics, and they know the intent of the song, right?
Yes, yes.
But speaking on that, can you tell us a little bit more about the song, "The Goodness of God"?
Oh, okay, yeah. So actually, I heard this song
Right.
from back in Mizoram again. So the moment I listened to it, I instantly connected,
Right.
and I really loved it. The meaning behind it, everything. It was an instant connection. So I thought, I think I should sing this in my dialect. How would it be? Like, maybe it'll sound sweeter in my Lotha language, I thought. And so I reached out to my uncle,
Right.
Mr. Mhao Kikon,
Right.
and he was kind enough to help me out with the lyrics, the translation,
Right.
and he perfectly translated it exactly like how it's supposed to be. So that time my dad also passed away,
Right.
and I wanted to dedicate this song to my dad,
Right.
because this song also gave me a lot of peace during that time. So that is about this song actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's really good to see and hear the story behind each singer's and vocalist's, the story behind the song. Right.
Yeah.
It's very, very refreshing to hear that. We see just see the outside, the
Yeah.
end result, but getting to hear it from the artist himself, I think that is such a blessing. And yes, this is "Goodness of God," the Lotha version by Miss Tumcho Tutu. Enjoy.
News, music, and entertainment.
Safe and dry. Good day.
FM 103 megahertz.
All right, dear listeners, welcome back once again. This is your live interactive program in perfect harmony, and still with me in the studio is Miss Tumcho Tutu, powerhouse vocalist, singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist here. So yes, let's continue with our conversation.
Okay.
And since we've talked about originality and
Okay.
songwriting and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
So I think obviously this is the question that I'm going to ask you
Okay.
next. So where do you draw your ideas in terms of songwriting, and can you share a little bit of your creative process as well, because I think people would love to know that as well.
Oh, okay. So most of my inspiration
Right.
comes from within, like from my experiences in life,
Right.
my faith.
Right.
I mean, the personal struggles. Yeah, those are where I usually draw my what do you say?
Inspiration.
Inspiration from.
Right.
So, for me, my creative process is like pretty simple. I
Right.
play the piano, so usually I make the melody first,
Right.
create the melody, and then I write the words around it, and then usually it just works out like that.
Right.
So yeah, pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you did not mention the ukulele and playing guitar part.
Oh.
I've seen you play the guitar and play
Right.
the ukulele as well. So
Right.
I've mentioned multi-instrumentalist, and
Yeah,
that is
thank
very
you.
true, dear listeners. So yes, jumping on that, I wanted to ask you again, since you've given us a little bit of the
Yeah.
creative process.
Okay.
Do you ever, sit down to write a song, or is
Okay.
it like more of a gut feeling that you go with? Because some people, they have this notion that singer-songwriters, they have this table sessions, right?
Oh.
This writing sessions.
Yeah.
So they have a feeling, they have this notion that every singer-songwriter does that. But as far as I know,
Yeah.
with a lot of singer-songwriters that
Yeah.
I've talked to and had a conversation with, they've mentioned that they mostly go off their feeling, or just something that happens in their life, right?
Yeah.
Whether good, bad, or indifferent, they
Yeah.
turn that into a song. You've mentioned that earlier
Yeah.
with your track in your house as well.
Right.
So do you ever like pre-plan a song writing session, or is it mostly, a gut
Spontaneous.
feeling? Right, gut feeling kind of
Mostly it's spontaneous, okay.
thing. Right.
But there are 1-2 songs that I've sat down and reflected on my life,
Right.
on my experience, times, especially when I'm struggling, trying to find myself.
Right.
It's like when I don't know how to put it in words, or whom to share it with.
Right.
I note it down in my diary and turn it into a song.
Okay.
So I would say both are true, but mostly it's spontaneous for me.
Right.
Actually, yeah.
So do you come up with like the melody, and do you call it a riff or like a hook first, or do you write the words first? Which one comes first?
Yeah, the melody.
The melody comes
Yeah,
first, right?
yeah.
And you write the song over it,
Yeah.
the lyrics, I would say. Right, very, very interesting process. And,
Yeah.
thank you for showing us a little bit
Thank
of
you.
insight on your songwriting as well. All right, let's get the listeners involved in this conversation, because they are writing in to the studio. We have a message here. Okay, no name mentioned here, but I'm going to read the message either way. It says, hello, Tumcho Tutu. Love your soulful and angelic voice. I would love to know if you were to share a live stage with your musical idol.
Okay.
What song would you sing? Your biggest fan here, Keep
Oh,
Shining.
wow.
So I wish you'd written down your name. I think that would we would have
Yeah.
given you a shout out. But either way,
Right.
what would you say to this super fan of yours?
Oh my gosh. Like I mentioned,
Right.
if I had to sing with an idol, you mean?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I have so many idols at the moment. I mean, people I look up to,
Right.
singers. But right now it'll be Tom Odell, I think.
Tom Odell.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I really love his emotional delivery. And someday I would love to perform with him, and Brian Barnes also. He's
Right.
new, but I like his sound.
Right.
So yeah, that would be
So
it.
any particular track in mind that you would love to do with them?
For Tom Odell, it will be Black Friday.
Right.
Yeah, and for Brian Barnes, that will be what was that song? Pieces, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
So I think those are two very, very different spectrums.
Yes,
One is
exactly.
very new, and the other one is
but very emotional.
right,
Okay.
right. So I think mixed bag of genres that you listen to. So very, very interesting. I think that is where you get the creativity from.
Yeah.
Right? You just can't listen to one thing and
Yeah.
get ideas from.
Right.
I think you need to look everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of growing your creativity, I would say.
Exactly.
Especially in music. So, my dear listener, I hope that you mentioned your name, but either way, I hope that answers your question. And thank you so much for writing into the program as well. All right, coming back to our conversation, the studio clock right now is 5:49. We still have some time left on our hands. So, yes, we've talked about songwriting, so we're going to stick to that again.
Okay.
We've played a bunch of your gospel tracks.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned, it doesn't matter if you're a jazz purist, a pop fan,
Yes.
a soul music fan, or even a gospel music lover, right?
Yeah.
Because you do it all.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not just, one thing. You
Yeah.
just don't do gospel music. You
Yeah.
sing a lot of secular music as well.
Yes.
So when you're writing down a song, how do you balance your songwriting between a gospel song and a secular track?
Oh my gosh, that question has really bugged me for the longest time,
Right.
actually. Because from a young age, I knew that I had to. I mean, I was raised a Christian, so I keep those gospel songs,
Right.
as my identity.
Right.
But even as a Christian, we do face a lot of difficulties in life now. So those gospel music are just for directly staying grounded. I mentioned God and all this religion and all, but even those so-called secular songs that I write,
Right.
it's coming from the same place actually. Like the core is the same, like from my values, life experiences,
Right.
my struggles in faith actually. So it's, even though I'm not in those secular songs, I'm not mentioning God directly now,
Right.
but still they're coming from the same place,
Right.
and a lot of youngsters would relate.
Right.
So I think I've come to balance it in such a way that even though I'm not mentioning God directly also,
Right.
it's still about my own life and my personal struggles now.
Very true.
So it's very relatable.
Right.
Yeah.
I think John Foreman from Switchfoot
Yeah,
had something
Yeah.
similar to say, right?
Oh, okay.
Regarding their songwriting,
Yeah.
it comes from a place of positivity.
Yeah.
And
Just
they
to
don't-
encourage people, no?
Right. Exactly. Not Christian related,
Yes,
or maybe
yes.
not leaning towards Christianity or any other
Yeah,
religion, but
yeah.
it comes from a place of positivity, right? So
Yeah.
I think interpretation is up for the listeners.
Yes.
I would say so. That is a very interesting take as well
Yeah.
on songwriting and a balance between secular and gospel music,
Yeah.
right? All right. I have a powerhouse vocalist here in the studio, and it would be sacrilegious of me not to ask you, because I'm
What?
sure there are lots of singers.
Okay.
Even I'm a bathroom singer, I would say. I'll admit that, okay? And there are singers, everyone can sing, but there are
Okay.
singers and then there are powerhouse vocalists.
Oh, right.
And you are definitely a powerhouse vocalist.
Wow.
So voice care is definitely real, right?
Yeah,
You need
yeah.
to take care of it. That is an instrument. So can you give us a little bit of a vocal exercise or a little bit of tips for the people, aspiring singers out there?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I just do some basic vocal
Right.
exercise only, nothing special actually. Those vocal runs,
Right.
lip trills, humming, those are just things that I do.
Right.
Especially, but I keep my vocals hydrated most of the time.
Right.
And there is the basic care that I think most vocalists know already.
Right.
Keeping yourself hydrated, well rested, sleep
Right.
is important. And before a performance, I tend not to overstrain my vocals.
Right.
So I keep it rested, and just a few humming and
Right.
a few warm-ups is already good enough actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give us one demo?
Oh my gosh.
The humming part. Okay.
Like just like that, nah?
Right.
Or like just to open your vocals, just to warm it up only.
Right,
Yeah, nothing
right.
special.
I'm definitely going to go home and try that tonight.
Right.
And I hope that I don't wake the neighbors up. All right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. All right. We are running out of time, but we still have some more left on the clock. So before we end things, is there any future project that you're working on and anything that you would like to promote?
I mean,
Of course, tell the
yeah,
listeners about.
yeah. There are a lot of new music from my side
Right.
that I'm planning to release. Hopefully, they'll come to fruition this year.
Right.
And maybe a few collaborations as well, which I won't mention at the moment. But yeah, they can anticipate a lot of music this year,
Right.
hopefully.
Can you give us like a snippet?
Oh my gosh.
I'm putting you on the spot a lot
Oh,
today.
right.
But, that
It's
what
not
we do.
fair.
That is what we do here at FM Tragavan. Okay, it's all about being spontaneous. Like
Yeah,
you said.
I like
So,
it. I like it.
yeah, give us one line. An FM Tragavan exclusive, I would say.
Oh, right.
Right.
So, okay. Do you want a slow one or a fast?
Anything, whichever you feel is, whichever you feel will entice the listeners.
Okay. So, okay, I'll go with a intimate one, okay?
Perfect.
So it's about my struggle
Right.
with faith, okay? My spiritually. Back then, I used to struggle a lot, nah? Even with my own faith, and also I just wrote a song about it. It's called "Unfold Me."
Right.
And it goes like, I come to you, oh Lord, broken and worn out. I come undone, still call me wrong. Here in your arms, I'm home. Oh, the wonders of your hands, here in your presence, fill me with your grace. You call me by name, tell me I'm yours, and you sit with me. You see all my flaws, all of my hurt, and you never leave. You long for me, you cover me, you hold what's left of me. Okay, that's it.
Amazing, amazing. I think I could not have, thought of a better way to end the show. So, thank you so much for that. Amazing.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you so much in general for the conversation as well. I'm sure the listeners are really, really blessed to hear from you. Your voice is therapy. For a lot of
you.
people, I think I've told you this before as well. And continue to do your thing, continue
Thank
to
you.
grow. And this is just the beginning. You're just
Yes.
scratching the surface, and
Indeed.
the trajectory is just going to go up from here. So,
Right.
wishing you nothing but the absolute best for your future projects and everything that you do in life.
Thank you so
And
much.
before we cap off the program, since you mentioned Alicia Keys
Yeah.
during the introduction, and you
Yeah.
sang one of her songs as well, I think we
Right.
will end things with her track "Falling"
Wow.
by
okay.
Alicia Keys. And before we play that, one final message for your well-wishers and supporters out there.
Oh, all right. I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me here today.
Right.
And even to my listeners as well, thank you so much for the consistent support and love. It really keeps me going when I really want to give up music as well.
Right.
It's because of you guys that I'm still here. And hopefully, even though whether I make it big or not, that is up to God. But I'm really grateful and honored for all the listeners, my audiences, and please continue to pray for me, support me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Awesome. All right, dear listeners, that was Miss Tumcho Tutu, singer-songwriter and powerhouse vocalist. And you guys better watch out for her because she's going to be coming in with a lot of new content.
Right.
So make sure that you guys follow her on all her social media handles and social media platforms as well. You're on Instagram, right?
Yes, Tumcho
Yes.
Tutu only.
Tumcho Tutu. So
Yes.
yes, make sure that you guys give her a follow. Send her lots of love. So once again, thank you so much.
Okay.
And we will cap things off with one of your favorite artists, Alicia Keys.
Oh, wow.
This is her track, Falling.
Okay.
And dear listeners, this has been another edition of Your Life Interactive program in perfect harmony, brought to you by FM Tragopan at 103 megahertz, coming to you live from the studios of Akashvani Kohima.
Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for the latest contents. Also, follow us on all our social media handles.